God created male and female, and he created them. So if we take that literally, you have a 24-hour time period where God's going to make Adam, breathe into him, put him to sleep, and make him name all the animals. Adam's going to get bored. He's going to put him to sleep. By the time he's asleep, he's going to create Eve. After that, wakes up, Eve walks around, finds him, and they're out within 24 hours. I think the gap theory spreads that out and allows for more time within that because of the story. Yes, the story of Adam and Eve is separated in there, but because chapter 20 or verse 27 says male and female he created them, that's what makes me go back to believe that that there was more before them, because with Adam and Eve, with him naming all the animals, with him doing all that, would have taken a lot longer than just a day, to where he ended up getting lonely. I think Adam got lonely during that time period. He saw that the lions had a mate. He saw that the gorillas had a mate. He saw that the zebras and the giraffes, everybody had a mate. Somebody that was like them, except for him. And so that's when he wanted to find the person or the thing that was like him. That's when God put him to sleep and created the Eve. Which again goes back to what scientists have found with the mitochondria, how we all go back to one person, one woman started the mitochondrial cycle. I have one more video here that from the Creature That Defy Evolution series. This is the creation of man.
If we believe the biblical account, we have to believe God will create full-grown creatures, of which man is one of those creatures. I might add, can our Creator do that kind of thing? The Bible tells us in 3 places Jesus is the Creator. Colossians 1, Hebrews 1, John 1. So Jesus is the Creator. Well, then he created man full-grown, had the appearance of age, he was fully mature. Woman, full-grown, fully mature. Trees, full-grown. Peaches on them. Eve could have eaten a peach. Adam, how long does it take to grow a peach like that? 3 days, Eve. Well, that can't be. Yes, God made the tree with the ripe fruit 3 days ago. If we're going to believe the creation account, as Genesis puts it, we have to believe that. Now, did Jesus the Creator have the ability to do that? Well, what are his miracles? His first miracle, John 2, turns water into wine. He used 6 water pots, it says in John chapter 2, and when the head waiter tasted that water, he said, well, this is the best wine. Well, how do you make good wine? Well, you have to age it. Well, how old is it? 1 minute old. How many water pots? 6. How many days in the creation week? 6. Creation with the appearance of age in Genesis 1. Creation of wine with the appearance of age in John chapter 2. I don't think that's an accident. Now, how did he make man? Well, let's just think about our ear. First of all, you look at a human ear and you think, that's a strange thing. I mean, we have these things that are here. And then you look at the animals, and they all have ears. And yet not all animals do. Many animals hear without ears. But we have ears. Now, the human eardrum is just a marvel. It moves such a small amount that you really can't measure it. Some scientists have said the movement of the eardrum with the different sounds hitting it is about the same as 1/100th the width of a hydrogen molecule. That's one of the smallest molecules. So that little teeny bit of movement can tell the difference between a trumpet, a bass drum, your mother telling you to go make your bed, your daddy telling you you can't have the car tonight because you didn't get in on time last night. And that little bit of movement differentiates between all those different sounds and then goes right into our brain, and our brain tells us, this is Mama talking, this is Daddy speaking, this is the symphony orchestra, and we can hear music. We can hear someone say, I love you, which we all love to hear. How? With just not even the width of a hydrogen molecule of movement. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. And that's right there inside of our head. Our eye, same kind of a thing. I mean, scientists have not been able to duplicate what our eye does. They cannot make a lens on a camera, and I imagine photographers would like to have a lens like that it sees clearly far away, it sees clearly up close, if we're talking a good eye, not one that has pathology or it needs glasses. The eye is constantly, it's like this. It's vibrating all the time. And yet the images that we see, they aren't doing this. They are steady. How does that happen? Well, it's the way God put the whole eye together with the various muscles that are in there and the ways that it contacts through your ophthalmic nerve and goes to your brain, and we see things and the image is flipped, and they've done experiments where they put glasses on people and they flip everything upside down, and within 2 weeks' time a person with those kind of glasses can drive a car, and his brain is compensated for all that. And you think of just the way the human body works. How would that evolve? Now, when we think about this, we've looked at quite a few creatures, and you look at those things and you start to think, how could that be? Is that the result of an impersonal, chance, random process? Or could it be there's actually a designer, some power that had the genius to design all of these little things so that they actually work, and every part works with all the other parts, and it all comes out with these marvelous creatures that defy evolution in every single way? I think it proves that there is a designer, and I think I know his name, and I think he wants to have a relationship with each one of us, and I think he's penetrated his time and his space in the person of his Son, the Lord Jesus Christ, who is the designer and the maker, who has the power and has the genius to do all of this.
Like you said, there's 3 parts in the Bible that talk about Jesus being the creator, and but one he doesn't mention is verse 26, when he says, "Let us make human beings in our image." God wasn't around by himself. Jesus was there, and Jesus walked on the earth, and so Jesus knew what happened when Jesus testified to the creation when he was on the earth, because he had an eyewitness account. And so with 26, that shows that.
The mission of his church is to build relationships with God and man. Over the last 6 weeks, we have made arguments and assertions of knowledge to show that our friend that sticks closer than a brother, whose name is Jesus, was not just a teacher. He was not just a religious figure, but in fact he's the Son of God. He was present in creation. He was there with the light, with the forming of the sky, with the water and the land, with the sun and the moon, with the fish and the birds, with the animals and man. And I like what's his name, Dr.
Martin.
Dr. Martin. I like what Dr. Martin said. He has formed all of this. All of creation, I believe, is about one thing. When you get into Genesis chapter 2, you find that Jesus would come down, God would come down, I believe, in the form of Jesus, in the cool of the evening, and walk with Adam and Eve. He had a relationship with them. He was their friend, their companion. I remember in college when me and my wife started dating. Lee University is on a very picturesque road in Cleveland, Tennessee, Ocoee Street. And we used to go and walk up and down Ocoee Street. We'd walk into downtown Cleveland. Walk to nowhere. Why? Because we wanted to be together. We wanted to talk to each other. When God created man, he created them to have a relationship with him. When Adam and Eve fell and they were cast out of the garden, God killed part of his creation to clothe them so they could stand before him one more time to receive their punishment. And God set in motion a process by which this very same Jesus that was a part of this creation would come